Hey, welcome back and welcome to The Current Reads. Every other Wednesday, we check in on a different library for some book recommendations, and it's given us such a great variety of stories to try. Today, we are staying close to home for stop number 27 with the Bettendorf Public Library. This library became its own independent entity on July 12, 1955. It started with 4,700 books and then doubled that number within 5 years of being open. The current building opened this month, 1976, and since then it's undergone several renovations and additions. And now today it's got a little something for everyone, kind of like today's book recommendations. Here to help us out is librarian Courtney Monget. Courtney, thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having us. Yeah.
You picked out 3 books that are all by Vietnamese authors.
Yeah.
And we'll get to why you picked this theme in a little bit. But for right now, let's start with your first book, Those Opulent Days. Tell me about this murder mystery.
Okay, Those Opulent Days, as you said, is a mystery. It's a historical mystery set in the early 1900s in Saigon, so during the French colonial period of Vietnam. And it is by Jackie Pham, who is a Vietnamese-Australian author, so that's a little different. And it's about 4 boys who go to boarding school together, and one night they decide to visit a fortune teller. She predicts their fates, including that one of them will die. Flash forward, now the young men have a reunion, and in fact, one of them does die. So the rest of the book kind of concerns moving closer and closer to finding out who died and how. And it shifts among multiple perspectives, both the young men, their mothers, their servants. So if you like a little history with your mystery, it belongs to a certain place and time.
I think what's also cool about this book is the underlying idea of the real villain is French colonialism and the occupation of Vietnam.
That's right.
And that kind of ties right into your second book that you brought for us. Even the title is clever. It's a play on the city, Saigon. It's called Saigon, like Saigon.
That's
Tell
right.
me about this memoir.
So this is by another debut author, Phuc Tran, and he immigrated with his parents at a very young age. He was like a toddler in 1975 from Saigon they settled in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, kind of a small town, and frequently, he says, at least until 8th grade, he was often the only Asian student in his class. He was bullied. And the book title, you says it's about the fight to fit in, so he kind of takes a 2-pronged approach to fitting in. One is he's going to excel academically. He's going to sound smart. So he gets into reading great books, and all the chapters in this book are named after great books. So there's The Scarlet Letter, A Christmas Carol, and so on. All the chapters are named that way. And then the second way he wants to fit in is a little counterintuitive. It's by standing out, and he goes kind of full punk. So that, you know, if he's going to be kind of othered, it's going to be by his own choices and not because of something he can't control, like his background or his race.
So many great themes there about not only fitting in with your peers, but also what your parents expect of you, and particularly within the immigrant community.
Right.
And that brings us to our third book. It's another fiction story. This one is going to be great for people that love historical dramas or period pieces. Tell me about this one.
So this is The Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nhi Vo, and Nhi Vo is a Vietnamese-American author. She's actually from Peoria and now lives in Milwaukee, so she's a Midwesterner. And this is a fantasy novella. It's very short, so very quick read. It's about a cleric named Chi, and you have to remember this is fantasy, a talking bird named Almost Brilliant, and they go around visiting historical sites that they were previously hidden magically, but now they've been sort of declassified. So they go to visit a place called Lake Scarlet, and they meet up with a woman called Rabbit, and Rabbit kind of relates the story of the Empress of Salt and Fortune and how she came to be married and then exiled. So it's a story within a story. I'm really looking forward to that one too.
Oh, and it's just won countless awards as well. So.
Yeah, the Hugo Award for Best Novella. Yeah. Really cool.
Super cool. And the reason you guys chose, or you chose all 3 of these books, is because of a series of programs you got going throughout September and all of October, basically. Tell me about what's happening.
So for some years now, we've done a program series called Global Gathering. And every other year, we choose a different country or region to focus on. Obviously, this year it's Vietnam. So in addition to these books, these are all going to be discussed at book discussions. We also have some cultural programming, a workshop about Tet, the Vietnamese Lunar Festival, and a travelogue by an American photographer who now lives in Vietnam. We have a classical guitarist coming. There's a lot of really great programming on the books. So.
You seriously have something for everyone. They've even got like spice days where you can take home kits and learn about new recipes and spices.
Yeah.
But that's not all you got going on. You have something coming up. Is it next weekend?
It is on the 16th, so
yes.
not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. We have the Learning Campus Discovery Fair, which is always a big hit in the summertime. Free educational activities for families at both the Family Museum and at the library, as well as outdoors in Faye's Field. So there are science and engineering and art activities up in the field. There's foam blasters. Bring a towel. That's always a big hit. Giant bubbles, face painting, balloon animals, all kinds of things that are just going to be, it's going to be really fun. So on August 16th from 10 to 2.
Never a dull day at the Bettendorf Public Library.
Hope not.
Courtney, thank you so much for dropping in
Thank
today.
you for having me. It's been great to be able to talk about and share these books.
Yeah, I just adored all three of the books that you chose, so
thanks.
thank you so much. For you guys at home, you can check out any of these book recommendations or learn more about the events we talked about by heading over to WQAD.com and clicking on the As Seen on TV tab.